should be a pretty good spot to hop right back on in. Here we go. And I did this without losing a single bit of health, which is pretty nice. That took a little bit to actually get back through, but not too long, only like 15 minutes. 1/3 of the time it took me to get here originally. Let's just keep moving along. Right along, like you know it too. Do you recall the original location? I remember it was in the cafe. I wonder what happens if you say I forgot. You'd probably be like, dipshit, it was in the cafeteria. Now, this chair's rather uncomfortable. I should be using the chair that's literally 2 inches right next to me that's more comfortable, but you know, I'm too lazy. Also, I don't know how the volume turned up there. That was kind of weird looking. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Arg. So let's find out. What do we got here? How the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Alright, so here we are once more. Couldn't have been the box, and I think that was a stupid idea anyway. I have no idea why I did that. So thinking about things, what it can't be. Let's just decide everything it can't be. It can't be any of this shit. It can't be any of that shit, as far as I know. Like, that's a certain, yeah, it can't be any of this shit. It can't be anything on the first level. Can't be the monkey, because there's no way the monkey could have lifted a fucking, like, bust. And honestly, I don't think you could train a monkey to do that anyway. Could have been the line's dead. Can't be an autopsy report, it wasn't that, it wasn't any of this shit, it wasn't a note. And it can't be the bust itself, which means that instead of it really being an accomplice, it has to be someone who simply carried it up out of, well, sheer reason of, happenstance. I don't know what the hell to call it, happenstance. So it can't be these two, because that wouldn't make any sense. It can't be any of these guys, as far as I know. The only one I'm assuming is Regina, but how the fuck could she lift a bus that heavy? And the reality is, she couldn't. Mo could have lifted it, I think. Oh, he's a pretty fat guy. She has come to America if you could. Fuck me in the butt. I don't know. Let's take a look at this evidence again. What do we got here? So we got the crime photo, of course. Could the ringmaster have carried it up to his room? It's possible. I'm gonna really beat the shit out of someone if it happens to be... Wait a minute. Oh my god, that thing is super shiny. It was the fucking monkey, wasn't it? Oh my lord. You've gotta be shitting me. You've gotta be shitting me. How the fuck does a monkey carry a fucking bust? I'm done. This game. The second I saw how shiny that thing was, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. That bust had better be fucking light. Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. For instance, he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Well, that I can believe, so he didn't order the monkey, but still, the fact that the monkey carried a fucking bust! Holy shit, monkey! That's pretty freaking impressive! Home? Monkey lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some nice shiny cards he's holding. Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. God. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. Really? That's impressive. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Really? Damn, monkey, you're pretty strong. Holy shit. I thought it was like a small monkey. He must be pretty big. Order, order. I said order. Miss Von Karma. Where is this bust in question at the moment? searching for it as we speak. This is a strange turn of events. If that monkey did not steal the bust, then what happens to this case? Well, in that event, something else must have been used as the murder weapon. Wow. Or maybe this bust was the murder weapon, but it was used by accident. That's possible. Maybe Acro saw money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Don't see so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix, right? And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. Well, that's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn the trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. And one was the victim, Russell Berry, the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix, right? The clown saw the murderer. Who was it, then? Who was it? It couldn't have been Acro. Who'd the clown see? Wait. Who was it? No, it can't be. It's either or. Ben or Mo? Certainly got a guess about me. Wait. What if the monkey was... No, that's stupid. I'm just kidding. Alright, in all seriousness, it's either or. Who was it? If the clown saw the murderer, then the only one it can be is Ben. But I don't want to believe it's Ben, because there's no reason to really believe it's Ben. But Ben does have some reason against... Yeah, Ben's the only one that was never, like, really helped by the Ringmaster. But if I say it was Acro, it can't be Acro. How could he have lifted himself? Unless he could have lowered himself and then lifted himself back up. Ben.
Take that!
What is this supposed to mean?
Yes, what is that supposed to mean?
Do you want to explain that to me as well?
You're getting barraged with questions, Nick.
Why is that?
It's because you're on the wrong track.
Oh. When the murder occurred, there were two people. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. He couldn't have stood. Even if he was able to pull himself up, he couldn't have stood. Answer this only this, Mr. Phoenix, right? The clown saw the murderer. Who was it then? If the clown saw the murderer, then what if it was himself?
Take that!
Nope! Alright, well, I'm completely off track. I have no idea. This is pretty sad. I really actually don't know. In this really serious time, when I should know the answer, I have no fucking clue. The clown saw the murderer. Who was it then? It was you! No. It can't be Max. And it can't be Regina. Can it? No, that's why the clown brought... That's why Mo brought Regina. So she could see that her father's really dead. So that she could see that her father's really dead. So that she could see that her father's really dead. No, it can't be. Or can it? No. It can't be Acro. It simply cannot be Acro. And the only other person it can possibly be is Regina. I don't know. It's not supposed to be anything. I'm a dumb shit. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm literally embarrassing myself at this point, but I really have no idea. Who the fuck could it be? The monkey in the cloak? Acro. I don't know. Who the fuck was it? It's not supposed to mean anything. Fuck it, I'll be back. I still don't know. I really don't know, but I'm gonna give the old one to try everything, basically. But let's take a look. Let's think about this for a second. So it really can't... The clown saw the murderer. Who was it then? It was all those people. It couldn't have been any of those people. So if it wasn't anyone from the circus, I don't know who it could have possibly been. I don't know. What if it was money? If the clown saw the murderer, who was it then? One thing I was thinking was that it was just like his clothing that was Rise's. Like there was actually no one inside of it. But then there had to be something that had to stick onto the hat. But then the hat wasn't in the picture. So he rose without his hat. In other words, it was just the cloak. Someone could have risen the cloak very easily with like a string. In other words, do I have his cloak in here? Do I have a cloak of some form? Maybe it was the hat. The hat was the murderer. I don't fucking know. What if the bust... Wait a minute. There it is. There it is right there. The bust was the murderer. Because the bust was risen back up into his room. By way of a chain. Got him! Because that's what the cloak was wrapped around. Everyone say hello to the murderer. Take that! He saw Max's butt out! I asked you who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère, eh? I think that's what I don't know what the fuck he's saying, whatever. Yeah. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How was that possible? It's simple, really. Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? That silhouette he saw was just happened to be wearing a cloak. There's no reason why he couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. Or a cloak like that could easily get snagged on the bust, if they came into contact. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? A question of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? Oh, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Well, that would probably be Acro. I wonder, Mr. Phoenix Wright, didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? So then how did this person get a hold of the cloak? Well... Furthermore, how would this person have gotten the cloak onto the bust, I wonder? Because this person was not spotted at the scene. I'm sorry. When she's so nice about telling me I'm wrong, it hurts even more. Ow! The famous Von Karma carrot and whip approach. Alright, that's pretty funny. Who put the cloak on the bust? Was the cloak shiny? Not really. Why? But why would Russell do it? Russell would do it, wouldn't he? Oh my lord, I'm getting this case. Fool! Him? You are saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Placed the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then, what would you be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm finally putting all the pieces together. So am I, Phoenix. So am I. There really is only one picture I can paint, anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room, and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. Oh, I get it. Because just as he feared, he was spotted, but just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house. By none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is where the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, you just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. With the shock of impact, it threw up the cloak and it got snagged onto the bus. That's when the sound was heard by a witness, and he took a look out his window. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out of his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. Holy shit. And that is how the magical murderer disappeared. Into the sky. Came to be. Whew, that is some theory. Now you know how the murder actually took place. And now you know who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the scene. Acro, it could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has to come around to the end of his rope. Now, but I fucked that one up so hard. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter, the power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Well... would that be the note? To the murderer. Let's give this one a try. Well, I fucked that one up. I don't know, then. Try again. If they would have been silent for 2 more seconds, I would have screamed. Nick, they say they want some evidence. A contradiction. I don't know, then. What could have this contradiction been? That you have unraveled the trick. Be? I don't know. I really... Wait, maybe it's the hat. That would be the trick then, because there's no footprints. Would that be it? Why not? Nope. I don't really know. I really don't know. Bub kiss. I got my bub kiss. A bub kiss. I got so much bub kiss. I don't know. I actually have no idea right now. It's kind of sad. Why do I keep coming to these impasses? What can I use to prove the trick of unraveling this case? I don't know. The pepper? Wait. You want some pepper? Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. It couldn't be the pepper? Take that! No, it couldn't be the pepper. That'd be stupid. I'll be back. Oh, I know they want evidence, Maya. I know they want evidence. Let's just wrap this up so I can get going to bed. Because, goddammit, I need to get going to bed. It's like almost 4 o'clock in the morning. Contradiction, actually. Okay, then. Use that and get out of here. What do we got here? Let's think about this. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Well... it wasn't the crime photo. Did I present that? Yeah, I presented that because that was the footprint thing, and I'm like, no, that's not it. So the hard proof would have to be something along these lines. I thought it was the node, but it wasn't the node. Was it the box? I have no idea. By the way, he had a daughter at a very late age. I just need to say that. Well, not like a terribly late age, but like 38, I think. No, 36. That's pretty late. Alright, well, let's go with some, I don't know. What would the trick be? Maybe it's the hat. I'm thinking it's probably the hat. I'm gonna go with the hat. The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust. Got him. The silk hat has been used so many times. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Objection!
Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night, but the clown's testimony doesn't match.
Okay, sorry, I thought I was about to get interrupted there.
The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like you to try and explain that one away.
Can you do it, Nick?
Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what would happen to the white roses? Did we get tucked into the cloak? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see it. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. My. Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yeah, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why's that? Motive. That's what I was going to say. Right there, motive. What the fuck is his motive for killing this guy?
This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster, and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive.
It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. Oh, you and me both, Hudgy. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Thank God. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for that continue. Yep. So, finally, when we come back next time for Phoenix Wright, hopefully I don't fuck up this time, because I was doing shit. But at least there were parts where I had bright moments, and parts where I had incredibly stupid moments, but on a day's work, I suppose. See you guys when we knock this guy in the slammer next time. Hopefully. Have a good one, everyone. Can't wait to see how this ends. Have a good night. Man, that took 4 hours in-game. Christ. Whatever. Night.